everyone. It's time to start the show. Leaf and Ash are here with stories you should know. From the rustling leaves to the embers glow, they'll take you on adventures wherever you may go.
What's going on, guys? This is your boy Panda. Welcome to another episode of the Leaf and Ash podcast. And guys, we have a special treat for you. Before we get to our special guest, let me introduce my compadres. On the top left, as always, is PC Silverback. What's going on, big dog?
What's going on, people? How you doing? And welcome to our guest.
Yes, sir. On the bottom left, you got Cigar Don. What's up, Donnie boy?
What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing?
And as always, on the bottom right, the one-finger pecking sensation, the wizard behind the curtain, JJAK Cigar Mutt. And our guest of honor tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is no other than Erik Espinosa. How you doing, Mr. Espinosa, today? Oh, can you hear me?
Doing wonderful, man. Thanks for having me.
Bro. How you doing? You scared me
I can hear
there. All right. Listen, man, thank you so much for taking the time to chop it up with us. I know you're busy. I know you've been all over the place, and we just really want to thank you all for giving us this time, man. Before we get started, let's find out what everybody's smoking tonight. What are you smoking, PC?
Man, I got the knuckle sandwich.
Okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
How about you, Don?
I have the La Six Provincia.
Number 6?
This is the number 6, the CMW.
Nice. JJ?
Oh, knuckle sandwich Maduro, box pressed Gordo.
Nice. And I pulled out an oldie but goodie. This cigar came out in 2013, and it was the starting line of the 601 Warhead. And here's the original band to it. All right,
Yeah, that's freaking awesome.
And look at the cellophane. The cellophane. I mean,
Going in and out.
Oh yeah. So it's out there, boy. What are you smoking right now, Erik?
He said he's going in. He was saying it was going in and out, so I think he has to make some adjustments or whatnot.
All right, no problem. But listen, guys, I mean, this stick here, like I said, it's been from 2013. That's how long I've had this cigar. I actually had a whole box that I had forgotten about, and I had just found it in the back of my locker, right? And I was like, holy crap, I can't believe I still have this box.
Hear me?
And the first event that we went to there you go. We went to Tampa as a group. I pulled out that box of the Warhead ones, and I started sharing with the guys at the shop. What are you smoking today, Erik? No sound?
I'm inside my house, man, and we got like a hurricane. It's storming out here, so I'm not smoking anything. So I'm chewing on a knuckle sandwich, though.
Okay. Well, since everyone seems to be
You
smoking
guys
the
hear me
knuckles,
okay?
yes, sir.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I know. Right now, the weather out here in South Florida is a little crazy right now. Where are you good? Can you hear us?
All right. Well, yeah. So that's why it's going in and out because it's storming out here, and it's going in and out. I apologize for that, but
No, it's okay. No,
you know.
we understand.
And there it goes again.
Well, listen, we'll try to get you out of here as soon as possible.
No worries, dude. I got time. I took time to do this. I just wish it could be a better, a better. It's just storming out here.
It's all good. We'll work through it. Since everyone seems to be talking and smoking the knuckle sandwich, can you kind of walk us through how you and Guy Fieri kind of linked up to do this collaboration? Because I know for a fact that there is some issues with that in the past with other people doing collaborations.
Well, the what happened was that we he reached out to us. He didn't want to do it with a big company, and then he was doing his research because he got his star in Hollywood, and he's been wanting to make a cigar for the longest time, and they told him he couldn't do it, because it has to do with smoking and all the BS and all the bullshit that you get with all that, and being a celebrity and all that. And then when he finally got his star, I don't know, because I don't have a star, but what do you do? Kiss the ground or whatever, and then stand up, whatever the hell they do there, He got up and he said, "Now can I have my cigar company?" And everybody said, "Yeah, it looks like you made it." So yes. So and then anyway, he did his research and he reached out to us. He reached out to me. He got my number through a mutual friend of ours. He lives in Southern California by like Sonoma, close to Napa. So, and coincidental, he happened to be in Miami doing the Food and Wine Festival, and he wanted to hook up. So we did. So we hooked up, and he asked me to, he wanted to make a cigar company, yada yada yada. And I go, "Listen, bro, I love the show. I love everything about you, but I'm not your guy." And by the way, these things don't normally work. And he says, "Well, why not?" And I said, "Because just because it's got your name on it doesn't mean it's going to work. A lot of celebrities have tried it and it doesn't work." And and he goes, "But why not?" I go, "Because they don't do a damn thing about it, bro. That's the truth." And he looks at me and he says, "Well, apparently I did my research on you, but you didn't do your research on me." And I said, "Okay, fair enough. Explain it to me." So he said, "Listen, everything I do the right way. I don't cut corners or nothing. And, I'm going to put 1,000% effort into this." And I'm looking at him and I'm telling him, I'm saying to myself, here's a guy who's probably loaded, got all the money in the world. Our industry is a small little industry. And I'm saying to myself, why would this guy want to do this? So I started to talk to him a little bit, and I understood that he really did know cigars. I mean, maybe not what we know, but he's a cigar smoker. So I gave him a cutter, a lighter, and a cigar. I gave him a Larange, and he started smoking it. And he gives me the cutter back, and he goes, "I don't use a cutter." And I said, "So how do you do it?" He says, "Well, I bite my cigars." And I look at him. I said, "You did research on me. You did more research than me." He goes, "No, but I really don't. Because I bite my cigars. I don't use a cutter." So anyway, make a long story short, we started talking, and he told me, "Look," I said, "Can you go to the trade show? Can you, can we follow you in diners, drive-in, and dives? Can you do events? Can you do this? Can you do that?" And he said, "Yes, yes, 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 yes." And I said, "Okay, if you can do all these things, I'm in." Okay, I mean, because then I know it'll work, And he said, so I looked at him and I shook his hand, and I said, "One more thing: if I got to get an attorney, if I got to pay my attorney to do a contract or whatever or some shit like that, I don't want to do it." I said, "My word is my bond. Apparently, you do your research on me and you know what I'm about." He goes, "Espinosa, I don't do anything without." I said, "Okay, well, you're gonna start that today. We're gonna go to work, and I'm gonna give you my word." I go, "My books are open to anything. We'll have quarterly meetings. I'll show you everything. I'll tell you everything, and I have nothing to hide." He says, "Fair enough." And dude, and it's been like we actually started this the about 3 days before COVID, before the shutdown. I met him on a Friday. His event was on a Saturday, and he invited me to his event, and I went to his event. So, like on Tuesday, everything is shut down. But that same Saturday night, it's about 10 o'clock at night. I'm there with my wife. My son's there with his wife, and my wife's niece is there. And the event's over. So I go give him a handshake. I tell him, "Hey, thank you, bro. It was great meeting you. It's been a blast. I'll talk to you later." And he looks at me. He goes, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm going home." He goes, "You and me haven't even started." So my wife looks at me and said, "Look, I'll take an Uber. You do what you got to do, and then I'll go home." I said, "Okay." So I hanged out with him till like 4 o'clock in the morning, bro. And we were in a club, dude. I ain't been in a club in 30 years, bro. We were in a club. The guy to the left of me smoking weed. The guy to the right of me is smoking weed. The guy in front of me is taking bumps. The guy in the back. It was fucking. I just want to get the fuck. I just want to get the hell out of there, dude. I'm exhausted. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, and this guy, he's the Energizer Bunny, bro. And listen, I promise you, no drugs. This guy does no drugs. You know, because people think he's a celebrity. You know, and he's just the Energizer Bunny, dude. And then, well, I didn't get home to pick up my wife to about It keeps saying that we're losing whatever, so that's why you keep seeing my finger doing that. But
Okay.
I didn't get home, picked up my wife till like 7:30 because after the club at 4 o'clock we're leaving. They go to the sandwich shop to eat and stuff like that, and then they want to go to a karaoke bar, like a.
Oh man, the guys,
His name is it?
guys, yeah. Right now, Miami, for whatever reason, because that's where Eric is at. He's in Miami. And he's just his internet's probably going in and out. So, worst case scenario, we'll do what we can right now, and we'll get him back again. You know, we'll get him back again. You know, so worst case scenario. So those of you that are watching, stay tuned. I mean, I'm sure he's gonna pop up again. But
Well, I can say this. You know, the forecast says that the storm is going to hit landfall around Florida around this time. So that may be part of the
yeah,
There he is.
great time. And he's
Am I
back.
back?
Yes, sir.
and you're back.
Yes. Sorry, guys. This is stuff that's beyond my control.
Absolutely.
Hey, he's trying.
Hey,
That-
listen, guys. That's how
It
you
ain't-
know this
it-
is live.
It
Okay?
ain't scripted.
Okay, this is not scripted. And let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you guys now, you'll never meet a more real person than Erik Espinosa, man. I mean, as you can see, the guy shoots from the hip. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Maybe what I might do is we'll link up. You know, we'll get him obviously when he gets back. But what I might do is I might end up doing a day and shoot down to his warehouse in Miami and go through all that with him and stuff like that. We'll see what happens. But so far, how you guys liking your smokes?
Man, I got to tell you, man, this is a great cigar, dude. And I'll probably be smoking this a lot more.
Yeah, man. Let me
Most
tell you, the
definitely.
chef special is really good, and also the 56.
Sorry, fellas.
Yes, sir, Bubble.
My back.
Yes, sir.
Dude, it's storming outside, dude. I can't hear. It's horrible out here, and I apologize, bro.
You're good.
So anyway, I didn't get home till like 7 o'clock in the morning, and I had dinner with, like I was saying, I had dinner with like John Travolta a year and a half ago. I've met Lance Armstrong, Sammy Hagar, the drummer for Metallica, Jay-Z. The list goes on, and I'm not starstruck. I care less who's who, you know. But it's crazy, dude. And I can't walk to, bro. So listen, we're doing an event in Puerto Rico, and he was filming Diners, Drive-In and Dive. So we follow him in Diners, Drive-In and Dive wherever he's gonna be. We follow him, and we do an event wherever he's at. You know, if there's a cigar shop near there. So we're in Puerto Rico, and after we did the event, he wants to go hunting. He's a big hunter, so we go hunting for iguanas, these air guns and stuff like that. And we were in I don't know any word or how else to say this, but it's buckfuck Egypt. we're far as hell. And his security guy says, "Listen," and his security guy says, "Dude, don't worry about it. You're good here. Nobody here is gonna recognize you." And so I said, "Okay, whatever." And we walk in this little convenience store, little gas station, little convenience store, and then the girl goes, "Oh my god, this guy Fieri, can I take a picture with you?" And then he looks at the security guy like, "What the hell?" You know, and even in Puerto Rico, I was a little hesitant in Puerto Rico because I didn't know if they would watch his show in Puerto Rico, dude. It's crazy the amount of people that he knows and I mean that his shows watch. You know, mostly everywhere around the world, people watch this thing, dude. You know, it's just crazy the popularity that guy has, and he's a good dude too, bro.
Yeah. When you guys were coming up with the blends for the knuckle sandwiches. How did that come out? Did he have any involvement in that?
Absolutely. So what happened was that during that we because it was COVID, remember? So we couldn't do anything. We couldn't go down to Nicaragua or nothing like that. So um, so we made like 10 blends, and we numbered them. And then on the number 7 was the best one that everybody in our office picked. So I told him, look, smoke one a day. Okay. This is the Habano. Smoke one a day. So I'm gonna give you 20 days. You smoke the Habano and you smoke the Maduros. Then smoke on the Maduros. So and write little notes or whatever. You understand? He says, okay. So he did that, and he picked number 7 and why number 7 because blah 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 blah. I said, okay, cool. So and then on the Maduro, same thing, bro. So the guy really, we threw some dummies in there. I mean, I hope he's not watching the show, but we threw a couple dummies in there.
Oh man, I'm telling you guys, you cannot make this crap up, man. But it's all good. We gonna get it. We gonna get it. It's all about the experience, man.
That's right.
So he I lost because I keep going in and out. So we threw a couple dummies and he said it was garbage and all that. And that's when I realized, I said, this guy knows his shit. This guy's so out of any celebrity in the world, if you were to ask me who would I make a cigar for that is gonna work. Now, some people might tell you Michael Jordan, some people might tell you The Rock is hot. I said, yeah, but neither one of those two guys has the platform that this guy has. Right. Because this guy's on TV all the time. If you see him, he wears the shirt in Diners, Driving and Die. I've been on a couple of Diners, Driving and Die. My son's been on a couple shows. He goes to the All-Star game, the NBA All-Star game. You see him with a cigar. I was with him in Vegas. We went into the field because he's a big Raider fan, and we're walking on the field. He introduced me to Al Davis's son, whatever the guy's name is. And we're in the field, and he's got the cigar in his mouth, and he's always got a cigar in his mouth, dude, and he's always promoting, bro.
So he's holding up his end of the bargain, and I know that you guys when you guys first. Can you see it? Can you see us now?
You hear me? We good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Oh, no doubt, bro.
I know that when you guys first came out and the collaboration was being broadcast for the world to hear about it, when you guys went to the PCA, I know it was a massive showing. I know that I heard that you guys sold out a lot fast. The line was ridiculous at the PCA the first year that you guys came out. How was that first year at the PCA with him, in president and being out there doing his thing with you over there? And he's gone.
Again.
You'll be able to cut all this out.
Oh, yeah.
Doing the editing. Oh man, yeah. The weather is absolutely crap right now in Miami. Out of all days, like I said, guys, bear with us. I know Eric is probably feeling bad about this, but it's all good. Good.
I'm here, dude. I ain't going nowhere, bro.
Yeah, no, we're good. All this stuff could be edited and it'll be one show.
And I apologize, bro. It's just the thing is that it's storming out here, dude.
Yeah, Mother Nature has his own idea. It's all good.
I'm surprised that we're still as bad as it's raining, but it's good and it's bad, bro. Let me tell you, because the lines were crazy. We couldn't get any orders because everybody wanted to see him and take pictures. And we were packed. I mean, even if we have a mutual friend together, Chris Basso, he was there. And I had to put him at the end of the line. I said, hey, bro, Chris, do me a favor. Stand in this end of the line, bro, and don't let nobody else stand in the line. Because I wasn't writing any orders because, everybody wanted, my booth was packed, and and then I said, next year I ain't doing this shit. Next year is gonna be different. You know, I'm not. Yeah, fuck that. So what I do is I did like a VIP section, and then and I made appointments. People get like 5-10 minutes with them or whatever, and then that's it. But we have the right orders, dude. That PCA that costs a lot of money, dude. And I'm there to write orders, not for people to meet and greet. You know what I'm saying?
Right. There's always a
Mhm.
place and time for that stuff. I mean, the PCA is a great venue so that you guys, to promote your new product that's coming out on the line. But
Yeah.
I have more questions, but I'm gonna pass it along to my boy PC on the top left. Go ahead, PC. What you got for Eric?
Yeah, since you have this collaboration with Guy Fieri, and what would you pair the knuckle sandwich with
Hmm?
when
He
it
got
comes
Ron
to a
too.
drink or food and whatnot?
Listen, I don't care what nobody says. Everybody's palate is different. I can tell you one thing:
Right.
the best thing to pair a cigar with is coffee. I'm a
Hmm.
bourbon drinker. I'm a bourbon drinker, but I'd rather drink coffee with a cigar than anything else. Okay.
Okay.
I like good coffee. There's a lot. I don't drink Starbucks. I'll drink Starbucks if there's nothing else left in the world. You understand? But
Right.
if um, whether it's an espresso or iced coffee, I wake up in the morning and I have a cup of coffee. I have to put a cigar in my mouth, dude, because the craving that I get for a cigar,
Hmm.
it's and I'm not a big drinker, and I only drink bourbon. I don't drink vodka. I don't, I don't, I'm not. I don't drink those fruity drinks and none of that BS. You understand?
Right. Right. Right.
And I'll tell you the truth. I get bumped in flights a lot. Because of all the status I have. So I get bumped to first class if it's available. And the reason I say that because you can drink on the plane, and I do like Bailey's though. I like Bailey's and Grand Marnier, but just one, yeah, because it's too sweet.
Sweet.
So yeah. So
Mhm.
I don't even drink the Baileys because if I drink Baileys, because it's infused with a little coffee, I know I'm gonna want to put a cigar in my mouth. So I stay
Right.
away from it. So I just give me a water, dude. And I'm good. But I stay away. Yeah, seriously, bro. I drink a cup of coffee, dude. I have to put a cigar in my mouth. That's
No,
just me. Everybody's different.
I appreciate you mentioned Grand Marnier because I'm a Marnier drinker. I like to sip a little bit when and this little stick here. I think I can pair that up with
Uh,
a Grand Marnier, but
But
also
let's get back to that second. Don't you feel that you're gonna have like one or two, bro? Because it's so sweet, dude.
right.
It gets to me after a while. I mean, I don't know if that happens to you, but
No, it gets sweet to me. What I do, I put a little citrus in it. And I kind of mellow it out just a little bit, but I can only have one. And
me
then, like
too.
you said, then I drink something neutral after
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. Me
and
too.
then I can enjoy the rest of the night with any cigar that I may have or whatnot.
And
And
there you go.
I also was looking at, and, I know you have the 601. I know you have something with peppers and stuff like that or spices. Um, which do you prefer to make when it comes to cigars? Either a mild, a medium, or a full body cigar, and uh, and how do you choose which stick you're gonna make? Which do you
Okay,
prefer when it comes to that?
what do I prefer? Mild, medium, or full?
Yes.
I tell you what. Look, I'm not a mild smoker. I don't smoke mild cigars. The only
Right.
one that I love, my favorite cigar in the whole world, if I was in an island, and you're talking to a person who doesn't have an ego, I don't have an ego, dude. I smoke other people's
Okay.
stuff,
Right.
but this one here, dude, it's all
Yeah,
chewed and
right
shit.
now.
But the Laurent's here, and I'll tell you why. This cigar's mild, this cigar's medium, and this cigar's full. And you're gonna tell me how can that be? It's very simple, dude. When you smoke the cigar, it I get like graham crackers out of it. I don't get the
Hmm.
the things that people get and this and that and and for me it's like mild to medium. But now if you run it through your nose, you get a lot of spice. Okay, and I run cigars through my nose. I retrohale. So
Right.
I can smoke this in the morning. I can smoke it at nighttime. I can smoke it in whatever time. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And that's what I enjoy. Um, I don't smoke. I don't like over like the Warhead. I'm not a big Warhead fan, and that's my
Hmm.
number one selling brand because it's overpowering, man. And sometimes,
Right.
but you have to, and I'll explain to you why. Because that wrapper is a broadleaf wrapper, and that wrapper is
Hmm.
very thick. So if you don't put enough oomph inside, guess what happens? All you're gonna taste is the wrapper, and I don't do those things. Okay, I gotta put. So here's I'll explain to you what some people do, and I'm not mentioning any names. When you use a broadleaf wrapper, you can put the cheapest tobacco that you want in the world because nobody's going to taste it because all you tasting
Hmm.
is the wrapper, unless you put a lot of a punch in it. And that's what we do. There's another cigar I have which is called Azulejo. Azulejo is
Hmm.
a powerful cigar too, and that's a Sumatra wrapper,
Right.
and it's also a thick wrapper, so you got to put enough kick. And we're known for that punch, for that spice. That's what our company's known for. Like even the crema, we do a Connecticut cigar. For me, it's one of the best Connecticut's out there because it's got flavor. It's not your typical Connecticut cigar. It's got punch to it. You know, so
Right.
when we make our cigars, we got to make sure that it's got a lot of aroma, a lot of flavor, and it ain't your just blowing smoke. Because if you're gonna smoke, you might as well smoke, and if you're gonna drink, you might as well drink. That's the way I look at life, and I'm not paying $15 or $12 or whatever it is just to blow smoke. I'm
Right.
not about that.
Right. Right. I feel you on that. And I just want to say this. I got a chance to go on vacation, and I just happened to run across someone that you may or may not know, and that's Melanie at Seaside liquor stores in Orange Beach, Alabama. And she just told me to tell you hello. And I also got a chance to go to Havana Rays in Mobile, Alabama, and
Oh, they
the
they they own
tobacconist.
both of them. I think they own both of
Yeah,
them. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
and they
yeah.
told me
Great
they
people.
told me to tell you, yeah, they're good people, and then they told me to tell you hello, and I told them that you would be on the show or whatnot. So I told them I would give them a shout out.
Great people, bro. That whole family, dude, that owns that company, the Menos, they're great. They're Cubans, and and the dad
Right,
just winded up in Mobile, Alabama, and they got an empire there. They own a lot of the liquor stores, the cigar shop. They're
right,
they're great. They're great people, man.
They got Cubans
right,
in
right.
Alabama.
They got Cubans in
Of course
Alabama.
we do.
It's like the plague, brother. Everywhere now.
No, but I really wanted to, go ahead and ask those questions and kind of shout them out. And I'm gonna pass it on to Cigar Dunn down there and let him ask his questions. I appreciate you.
All right.
Like everybody else said, thank you for taking time with us, and all of our thoughts and prayers go out to everybody in the path of the storm, man. And thank you for weathering it with us, man. It's a big one. So I was listening to a podcast with you, and you were talking about how you guys blend the cigar, where you lay it on the table, where all of your blends kind of are the same, where versus like
Right.
you were saying that a cigar could have 40 different combinations. Can you kind of get into that a little bit and talk about what you were saying there? And
Yeah, absolutely. So when you're making your cigar, I can't. Let me see if I have any paper here. Whatever. Okay. Here, let me do some dollar bills or whatever. Let me see if I got dollar bills in my pocket. Yeah. All right. So here, I'll do it this way. So when you grab your tobacco, right? You're grabbing it, right? And then what happens is that hold on, I dropped the. So you're grabbing your leaf of tobacco. So what we do is we roll the tobacco individually. Okay. All right, hold on. I'll bring it back up after I roll it. So we're rolling it like this, right? Right?
Hmm.
Individual. This is called N2 bar. So what this is, it's some people do it accordion style, so I would have to do it like this. Some people do it this way, right? Like an accordion. We do everything in 2 bars. So what we do is we do everything, right? Hold on, I'm trying to make my cigar here. You want a robusto? Or you want all right. So now you have your blend, right? You have all kind of different tobaccos,
Mhm.
but everything is rolled up individually, right? But you have to break
Mhm.
off. So if you're making see, this is a Toro. If you're making a Toro, you gotta have enough, like a little bit more, like up here, right? Why? Because you have to break off, right? So I'm trying to hold on a second. It's kind of tough that I wasn't prepared for this, but all right. So here we go. All right. So you have the cigar. Like I said, it's like this. Everything inside is round. So now you have all this excess tobacco, right? And you break off. And now when you break off, some people what they do is they get the leaves and they put it in here, one here, one here, and one here. So you might put your strongest tobacco here, second strongest here, uh, third strongest here, and your mildest here, right? Now, what we do is we drop everything on the table because by dropping it on the table, you know what's what. So now we get our strongest tobacco by color. You can tell by color and by texture. So now we put the strongest here, second strongest here, third strongest here, and the mildest here. So that maintains the consistency of the cigar. A lot of people don't do that, by the way. You know, if you notice here, if you notice, we do everything like what they do in Cuba. I'm a firm believer. Now listen, and then we'll get to that if you guys have a question. Cuba used to be the best place. It's got that myth that the best cigars in the world. They're no longer the best cigars in the world, but they do make them right when they have somebody who cares making it. So everything that they make there, it. So I'm a fan of Cuban tobacco. I'm not a fan of Cuban cigars. I don't know if that makes sense because
Yes.
there's no quality control. They don't give a shit no more. Okay, and everything they make, but what we do in my factory, I mount the heads. Okay, so I'm gonna get this. You can see. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's 3 lines there. I don't know if you guys can see it.
Yeah.
Like right here. Look, 1, 2, 3. If you count it, most cigars don't have that, and that's how we do it in the zone. We make everything triple cap and all that, and we try to do everything the right way, And again, I'm a firm believer that I try to follow people that are the best at what they do. Does that make sense?
Right.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It makes a lot
So
of sense.
so we try to we try to do and follow what the best the best people what they do. We try to imitate it, and but a lot of people don't drop they just break off and fill it back in, and that's so the math will be the math is 4 times 4, and then it's 4 times 3, and then it's 4 times 2, and then it's 4 times 1. So you can make 40 different blends by not doing it the way we're doing. Again, I'm not knocking anybody, but if you put the mildest here now, if you put the mildest tobacco here, and then the strongest here, and then the second strongest here, and then the third strongest here, then the next one you put the strong one here, the mild one here, blah 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 blah. So it's 40 different blends you can come up with.
Mm.
So that's why we try to
That's
maintain the
good.
consistency. Listen, bro,
Makes sense.
I know people tell you all this, and I'm not here knocking anybody, and everyone does things the way they feel that it's the best way, and that's great. One thing that we don't do is cut corners, man. And I know people
Right.
probably tell you that. Listen, everything that we make has got my last name. I don't cut corners in life, and when I do these podcasts, and when I was in Atlanta, I try to educate everybody, not just in tobacco. I try to educate everybody in life because I tell people, because people struggle sometimes, and I tell everybody the same thing. I tell everybody, listen, I think college is overrated. I really do. But knowledge is power. Because the
Right.
problem is a lot of people go to college and don't do what they went to college for. And I tell them, look,
Right.
find your happiness. Because if you love what you do for a living, you'll never work a day in your life. But if you're going to be a garbage man, be the best freaking garbage man. If you're going to be a dentist, be the best dentist. If you're going to be whatever you want to be in life, okay, whatever you want to be in life, be the best at it. Have pride
Right.
in it. That's what I tell everybody. You know, and listen, how many times haven't you gone to a restaurant or this and that, and the waiter's not in the best of mood? I stopped them, bro, and I talked to them. I said, bro, you okay, bro? Is everything okay? Well, why do
Right.
you ask? I said, 'cause you look like you're miserable. You look like you don't want to be here, you
Yeah.
know? And then they start opening up and, oh, dude, you know, this, that, whatever. I said, bro, go find something you like to do, you know? Because nothing more
Hmm.
sucks than waking up in the morning and doing something that you know that you don't enjoy. You know,
Life's too
so
short.
we listen. So when we first met Guy, and I'll tell you the story, and my son's taught me like this before. When we first met Guy, he asked me for some cigars, so I sent him some. Knuckle sandwich wasn't made. Blah blah blah. I packed the box. I sent it to him. He opened it live in Instagram. Look what the boys at Espinosa did. Blah 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 blah. All this. And then my son called me. Come here, Dad. I said, "What's up? Look at this. Oh, that's cool, bro." He said, "But look at the box." I said, "Yeah, I know." He goes, "Look how neat it is." I said, "I know. I packed it." He goes, "Listen, when I knew it was for Guy, I went behind you and repacked that shit because you did a shitty job packing that shit." You know. And I when I saw Guy Fieri on it, I knew that, you know. So, bro, he packed that shit nice and neat and shit like that, dude. And he goes, "Dude, Dad, it would have been embarrassing if that shit would have been thrown." He goes, "We even have to pack the boxes the right way." And, you know, and he was
Yeah.
a kid, you know, I think he was like 20, well, he's 32, so this was 4 or 5 years ago. So, you know, 27, 28, whatever old he was, telling me, you know, we got to do things, you know. The Laranja, we didn't have the Laranja for like 2 years because of COVID, and they weren't growing the wrapper.
Oh damn.
And then you know, they weren't growing the wrapper, and so we couldn't make it. So I spoke to some of my friends and I said, "Bro, put this wrapper on, dude. This is very similar, taste similar, you know." And my son, and he goes, "We're not doing that. We're not doing that. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna lie to consumers and stuff like that. We just not making the money." I had like close to $2 million in back order on that cigar. It was crazy, and I said, "Look, we're not going to do it," and we didn't do it, and it took it hurt the cigar because, you know, it doesn't sell like it used to, but we're getting it back there because now we have the wrapper, now we getting it out there, but you know, and that's why we're where we at, you know. I'm not telling you. I don't think we're no longer a small company. I don't know what the word boutique means anymore because if you Google that shit or you go on Webster's dictionary, it tells you a woman's clothing store. So,
Right.
and people tell you, "Oh, you're boutique. You're not boutique. It has to do with money, what you sell." I say it got to do with what you sell. You know, it's the way people perceive you. So I think we got to be one of the biggest boutique brands out there. You know.
Right.
Right. So going back to the Laranja, so I heard the story on how you came up with that cigar, and it was fascinating to me. I'm also a orange is also my favorite color, so I enjoyed hearing you say that. So can you kind of go into the story about how you named that cigar and how you came about it?
Sure. So I was in I was in the airplane flying to Nicaragua, and I don't think they have it anymore. But American Airlines used to have a magazine that they would you would put in you know, they would put behind the seats and all that. And I haven't seen it in a couple of years, so I don't think they make it anymore. And I fly. I'm every week I'm on a plane. So anyway, so I opened the magazine, you know, and I start doing the Sudoku, whatever, you know, and then I'm going through the magazine and it said "Orange is the happiest color" by Frank Sinatra. So, and I went to Nicaragua in mind to make a cigar with an orange band. And I said, "Well, this is a sign for me. It's a sign. So that's where we're gonna go." So I went to go work on a blend. And in Nicaragua, you gotta understand one thing, dude. Nobody, very rarely, anybody wants to see you succeed. They look at you as competition, and so when I was sorting out some tobacco, some guy, they always want to sell you the shit that they can't sell. The people that grow tobacco, But if you take 10 bales of the good shit, you got to take, 10 of the bad shit. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
The guy shows it to me, opens it up, and coincidentally, it was by a window, and the light hits it, and the wrapper looked orangey. And I'm like, what is this? And they go, oh, it's a Brazilian Habano wrapper, yada, yada, yada. So I go, let me have some hands of that. What hands are, they're a hand is about maybe 10 leaves, So I grabbed them, and I started, working on it. And dude, it was one of the fastest cigars that I've ever made. Cigar was phenomenal, and even when people smoke it, they say, "Oh, it's a hint of citrus and shit like that." I promise you, I don't squeeze oranges and lemons in the cigar and stuff like that. Because laranja means orange in Portuguese. Because I knew if I called it orange, people would think that it's infused with orange. So that's why we didn't call it orange, but and that's that story. There's a guy who I've met, and he's good friends with. I don't know if you guys know who this guy is, but he's an actor. His name is Robert Davi. He was in the Goonies. He was one of the not the guy. He was one of the sons of the lady. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do. Well, the Goonies is one of the classics.
Right. So anyway, I think he's Italian or whatever. Anyway, he wanted me to make him a cigar, and so I was zooming the guy, and I had an orange watch. It was I forget the brand. It's like Swiss Army makes it, Tussaud, whatever. It's an expensive watch, but I like it because it's orange. So as I'm talking to him, he tells me, "Can I see your watch?" And I said, "Yeah." So I go like this. I show him the watch. And he goes, "Bro, that is badass." He goes, "You know whose favorite color was orange?" And I look at him. I say, "Yeah, I know, Frank Sinatra." And he looks at me. He goes, "How'd you know?" I said, "Well, I'm telling him the story." He goes, "Do you know that he was a real good friend of mine?" I said, "No." And then he goes, "Did you know I used to sing with him?" I said, "No, I didn't know that." He said, "Do you remember the part in the Goonies that I was singing?" And I said, "I remember that part." He goes, "Yeah, I'm a singer also." And I said, "Oh, cool, bro." So that's like the second time that I've seen somebody who that knew about Frank Sinatra, because not too many people know that.
Wow, that is crazy. What else you got there, Donnie boy?
So the last thing I got for you this is something that made me laugh, and I heard you talking about this, is that when you're growing up, you hated cigars, and your dad was smoking cigars, and you told a story about how you used to wipe it under your nose and stuff. And so what was the transition for you from not liking a cigar to being a cigar manufacturer?
So if you look at this cigar, you see, look, it's chewed the shit out of it, right? So this is nothing compared to my dad. So my dad would it looks like a paintbrush. My dad, the cigar is all open, and it's something like this. This is how you'll see my dad. Seriously. So my dad chews the shit out of it. My dad, he's 89 years old, and I promise you, I know you guys ain't gonna believe me. My dad might smoke 5 of them, and maybe eat 3 of them, and chew the shit out of I know you guys don't believe me. That's okay. But I promise you, my dad eats cigars because he's got it. And I'm no different, but I don't swallow it. He swallows the juice. He don't spit it out. He swallows it. He'll have it like this, and then he'll get a cutter and cut it, and and then put the other part in his mouth, and it's crazy. So he will walk by us and go like this with a cigar, and you're like,
oh man.
Oh,
You know,
man.
and I guess what he wanted was that, that nobody. I guess he didn't want us to smoke or whatever, So,
Hmm.
um, and I hated cigars. My sister used to put their clothes outside just to, air out the smoke. So they would put their clothes before they went to school. And I hated cigars, bro, and just hated it. And then one day we my brother and I, we took some beers from my dad. He had a party, and we stole some beers, and we were just and I smoked one, and I kind of liked it. I've never gotten sick from a cigar. I've always. And then every party we would take cigars and yada yada yada, and then I said, and look at me now. You know what I mean?
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you coming on again. I'm going to pass it over to JJ, but I just love stories like that. Just the origins of it all. Like, somebody doesn't wake up one day and just say, "I'm going to go make cigars." There's got to be some backstory. So I love that. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it was everything was very cool. Look, I sometimes think how I got here. You understand? Um,
Right.
I never wanted a factory. I never wanted to have my own brand. I never wanted none of that. They kind of forced me to. The truth is, there's companies out there because I used to be a rep, so I started repping people, and then I would win a Salesman of the Year and get fired and get a pink slip the same day, and then I said to myself, I can't keep doing this, So I got my son out of college. I go, look, bro, that shit's overrated, dude. Take it online, whatever the hell you're gonna do, and let's go to work. And here we are.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
Black wants to know if you ever did that to Junior.
No, never.
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 You guys gotta understand, Junior is so laid back, right? And you know what? He's got a good head on his shoulders. I've had the privilege of meeting Erik, obviously, on multiple occasions, and his son, especially during the events. As you guys know, my lounge that I go to, Burn One, is an Espinosa lounge. And it's always good to have him there to chop it up and so that I could whoop his butt in dominoes. And it's always a pleasure. It's always good to have that tag on. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but go ahead, JJ. Your turn, my brother.
Well, first of all, Erik, it's a pleasure having you on here. It's a big episode for me for sure. I'm just gonna come at you with this simple questions. What was your first cigar ever?
Well, you guys are not gonna know what it is. It was actually made by Davidoff. It was a guy who worked for Alec Bradley, but he worked for somebody else, Ralph Montero. He's been in the business for many, many years, and I think he's my age, and he's been in the business a lot longer than me. And he I just went to a shop one day, and I picked it up, and I smoked it. You understand? I'm talking about premium cigars. I'm not talking about that short filler shit. My dad used to smoke. We used to buy in the Cuban bakeries and all the bullshit. But the first premium cigar I ever smoked was Davidoff. Davidoff used to make it for him. No longer. He used to work for a company called Tropical. He was related to them, which is now actually Arganosa. Back in the day, and he worked for them, and then I think he went to work for Alec Bradley. He went to work for Alec Bradley. But back in the day, that was the first cigar I smoked, and then I think La Flor Dominicana. With the same batch, I must have bought like 10 cigars, different cigars and stuff like that. I did buy La Flor Dominicana, which was a Mambisi, something like that. Way before all that, Ligero, Double Ligero, all that. And then I used to like these Pollo Monterey's. I like those cigars. And those were great at that time. And then I don't remember anything else, but then I started liking my stuff. And then it is what it is, and and then here I am now. So it is what it is, bro, but back in the day, there was so many great cigars, man. That you had Yeah, dude. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Bahia cigars and stuff like that. You know, you guys ever heard of Bahia cigars?
But
haven't.
yes,
Yeah. Dude, because I've been smoking for a long time, and they were great. They were made out of Costa Rica, and I used to rep them back in the day. Those cigars were phenomenal. And then even Puros Indio. I don't know if you guys remember them. They made some great cigars back in the day, and I think they're no longer in business. I don't know if they are or not, but there were some phenomenal cigars back in the day. Not that there isn't now, but back in the day it was different. The tobacco
Yeah.
was different, and you know, um, you still got a lot of great tobacco now, but there was something about those cigars back in the day that for me. So if I could ever find, if I ever find some of these old stuff, I pick it up. I pay for whatever I got to pay for it. And
Yeah.
so it is what it is.
So like
You know.
your blue label Maduro and your Oscuro, I love them cigars out of the 601 line, but the La Bamba, I've had a La Bamba in my humidor. And
you
the lore
scared.
on it, I've been scared to smoke it.
You scared.
You, sh-
He's scared.
you should be. That shit would knock your dick off.
And I've heard of having hiccups, everything else from it, and I've been terrified to smoke it.
I don't smoke it.
You don't understand, Eric. Don decided to smoke that late at night. I told him, I said, dude, you're gonna regret it. You're gonna regret it. He had the hiccups. The man couldn't sleep all night. I said, I don't know what the heck you think. It was like 9, 10 o'clock at night. He decided to light that bad boy up. I go, man, you're a brave soul. You are a brave soul. Look at you. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, dude. I don't smoke it. I ain't gonna lie to you.
And another just short. When did you know exactly that this was your calling? I think you kind of touched base on that, but
I didn't. I didn't. I really didn't. Look. I hated salespeople. You understand? Because I wasn't in sales until I got in sales, and then so I'm a sucker for salespeople now. Other than car salesmen, I can't stand going to a dealership. But like, if I go to a liquor store and somebody there's wants you to taste their wine or whatever, and all that, you understand, and not if it's a model or something like that, but if it's the actual person or somebody that works for the company, I'll buy stuff, bro. I don't drink wine, but I'm a sucker for stuff like that. And when I became a salesman, I was a salesman for cigars. I didn't have the passion for it, until I opened up my own company. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys.
right.
I've always had a passion for this and all that stuff, and that's all bullshit. You understand? And then when I got that, I started really, doing my due diligence, and then that's when I fell in love with it, man. You know what I'm saying? And
Oh, yeah.
and then like I told you guys, I don't cut corners in life, and then if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it the right way, and I did it the right way, and but I still don't even know if this was my calling. You know what I'm saying? I'm here, dude. I ain't going nowhere yet. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you what happened to me the other day, which has a little bit to do with that. When I called my son, and we went to work and all that. Cigar Aficionado. I'm in the new issue of Cigar Aficionado. They did an article on me. If you guys get a chance, pick it up. The cover is one of the actors. I don't watch Yellowstone, but the actor Yellowstone, Rip or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
So he's on the cover. Okay, so and they asked me a question and stuff like that, and it's similar to yours. And then after they interviewed me and all that, then I got home because I was in New York. I asked my son. I said, "Bro, I want to talk to you." And I put him. I'm not a sentimental guy and all like that. And I go, "Look, bro. I've never asked you if this is what you want to do in life. I know you came along because I asked you to, and I know you're gonna do, you know, You're not doing it, I know you did it because I asked you and I told you I needed your help and you're not going to let me down. But I've never asked you if this is what you want to do, you know? And he looks at me and goes, you don't think it's a little too late for that? I'm like, yeah, probably it is. You understand? But he goes, no, dude, I love this. You know what I'm saying? I love this. You know, I made him work in a shop though before he started working with us. You know, he had to work in the shop because you know, I wanted him to learn, you know, some of the brands and all that stuff. So you know, you know, and then we had a long talk and all that, and said, bro, I love this thing, and I got your back, and you know, you know, the thing is too, bro. I live for my sons. I judge a man how he is as a father, because if you're not a good father, there's no way you can be a good friend. And I tell that to everybody. I don't give a fuck. I hate when people tell me, oh, I got to pay child support. And like, fuck you. That's your kid. Pay it. Well, she don't spend it on it. That's none of your fucking business.
Right.
You don't give a fuck if she go fuck somebody else with the money. That you know, it's your responsibility.
Take care of your children. I agree.
I hate deadbeat fathers, dude. You know, and Lord knows that, you know. Let me not say what I was going to say. You know,
we can finish this after on the after party.
We listen. Us men that have had issues with the wives. Okay, you know, some of them are better than others, but you look, the only one that get hurt is the child. So the reason I say this is because everything I do, I do it for, you know. And so now I got two beautiful grandkids. So I'm the one that travels. I don't want him traveling, dude. You know, because he's got two kids. I want him home. I want him to take care of his kids. You know, when he was young, I had to bust my ass and work. I don't want that. So like if I leave for like a week, I have him drop me off in the airport, because if not, you got to pay like $89,000 in parking in the fucking airport. You know, but you know, so so he drops me off. He's like, Dad, I appreciate what you're doing. I said, shut the fuck up. Just go. Leave me here. You know? You know, but, you know, so I do what I got to do. And it doesn't bother me. And I'm 57 years old. I work out every day. I go to the gym almost every day.
You're sexy old man.
Day, but,
sexy old man.
Bro, I run circles around most people. I really do. I have an energy. I don't have.
You're in line, dude. You don't stop.
The only guy I know can run circles around me is Guy Fieri. Seriously, I can tell you, I can't keep up with that guy, because you know by 10:30, 11 o'clock, dude, I'm done. You know, and no, this motherfucker wants to keep going and going and going.
He got a second wind.
You know, but I still have the energy to do what I got to do.
And then last final question for me on your Comfortably Numb. What's the differences in all your volumes?
So, yep.
I don't think he heard you.
Can you hear me, Eric?
I have no idea, bro. I don't know. See, here's the thing. I did hear him. Oh. Yeah, I did. I heard you.
Okay.
You guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You guys can hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Yo.
All right. So I don't blend the cigars no more. I have somebody that blends them for me.
Okay.
So Hector does that. But Comfortably Numb is a brand that we make for Cigars International, for Meyer and Dutch. So, you know, so Hector's the guy to ask for that. Yeah. You know, he's the one that really knows that a lot more than I do.
You want to talk about a mad scientist? Hector's a mad scientist. That man is a plethora of knowledge when it comes to blending. during the last event, him and I, we chopped it up for a little bit.
It's going
It's
in and out, in
mind-boggling.
and out.
It's mind-boggling of how much this man knows. I mean, but can you hear me now, Eric?
I can't hear you.
No. How about now? Look, and he's gone. But dude, guys, so Hector is his blender, and I knew he was gonna say it. Hector's one of these guys that he's always in the shadows. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But the most easiest guy to talk to. And this man could tell you stories beyond stories, and it's just, it really is. It's amazing when you get to meet these people that are behind the scenes.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The ones that truly are, that they are hands on. To make in his case, his company grow. And
Absolutely.
and imagine, just think about the confidence, right, and the trust that you got to have with someone to say, I trust your judgment. Go do what you got to do, make your product, and bring it to me. So, and I'm sure he's got to do a test run, and
Oh
you know,
yeah.
because Junior right now is playing a very big part in the company. You know what I mean? And I
Hmm.
know that
All right,
that
are we
he's playing.
back?
Yeah,
We're
you're
back.
back. I was just. It's all right. Don't worry about it. I was just talking about Hector. I was saying that, you have to have an abundance amount of trust in them to be able to blend for you, to know that whatever product he's going to produce for you for the Espinosa brand, that's going to represent you accordingly. You know what I mean? So I mean, I would think that that the bond between you and him.
Here's the thing, dude. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you he's better than me. You understand? Because it's the truth. It's the truth because he really enjoys that. I don't like going down to Nicaragua. I don't. Okay. I go because I have to. I don't like leaving. United States. You understand? But it is what it is. I got to do what I got to do. But
Right.
but here's the thing. We do try him though. It's not like he goes out, blends him, and that's what it
Mhm.
is. They brings him back, and I'll say, okay, Hector, can we do this one? Can we make it a little stronger, a little bit this, a little bit that? You understand? So I'm definitely involved in everything, But there's so much stuff out there, dude, that we've done. I can't keep up with everything. You know what I'm saying? And that's a brand that
Mhm.
I hardly don't smoke because, we make it for them.
Right.
So it's not like something because that comes in and goes out.
Right.
Yes.
So here's the thing, you talk to me about my brands, I know everything there is, but because we smoking them all the time, I
Right.
don't have that option. I can't go. Okay, let me get a comfortably number two. We don't keep none of those things. They come in and they're gone.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes any sense to
Yeah.
Absolutely
but
perfect.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm. Mm. No. Well, I got a question for you, Eric. And I'm gonna go back to what you were talking about in regards to the old tobacco in comparison to today. I mean, you've been in the industry for a while now. You know, what would you say is one of the biggest difference from the industry back when you started, or even prior to you starting to today? What would you see as the pros and cons of the industry today as opposed to years past?
I would say the culture, bro. The culture, the you got you know I think you got more people smoking. Back in the past, it used to be older people, bro. You know,
Hmm.
you have more and more black people smoking cigars. You go
Hmm.
to lounges, and for me, and educated people. You understand? With all the social media and all that, you know what I'm saying. You wouldn't see that back in the day. It was always old people. It was you know, pipe smokers and very rarely did you have any young people smoking cigars.
Right.
That was an old person thing. Um, Nowadays, it's
Hmm.
you know you see younger people. You see, and it's spreading all out throughout the world. You know what I mean? You go to
A
Europe,
lot
you
more
see a lot of
women. A
people
lot of
smoking.
women too are smoking now.
You got more women smoking.
Right.
Well, how about in,
You got the
is the? I'm sorry. Good, good. I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say.
I have a feeling I know
You
what you're
cut,
gonna say.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Here's a
You got
question.
women
How
that
about
man.
the how tú sí que está de carajo. Bro, you're a trip. Listen, how about in the production side of it? Not necessarily the consumer side, but in the production side. I mean, obviously the equipment has got to be a lot different. I mean, obviously the old school hand roll will never
It's it's
change.
it, 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 it's the same, bro. The process is the same. Everything is the same. Some people, I'll give you an idea. When you have in the curing barns, you let it cure naturally, right?
Mhm.
Because
Right.
it cures with heat. Some people, what they're
Hmm.
doing now, they put like charcoal, okay, and they light it on fire a little bit, the charcoal, to develop more heat to speed up the process, for you can be able to use the tobacco a lot faster. You understand? There's little things that I have that the technology is a lot better, to irrigate the fields and all that, But as far as making the cigars, bro, it's the same. Some people use the Lieberman, that's the one that you just snap and it
He
rolls the
rolls
cigar
over.
for you. And some people just do everything by hand. Of course, the machine made are made by machines. That's what they're called. Machine made. But the process is stayed the same for the longest time. Um, you know, um, and I just feel that consumers now, I know that you got asked that question. They're the ones that dictate this business. People that they're the ones that drive it. They're the ones that you know, if 6x60 starts selling, then everybody makes a 6x60. If it's a 7x70, then everybody makes a 7x70. It's a copycat industry. It really is.
Right.
You
And
know,
in today, the consumer is more educated than they ever was before
but
about cigars.
but the process is the same shit, bro.
But you know what? But you know what? I think that's what makes the cigar industry so unique. You know, going back to like 2014, when you guys were going through those struggles with the government, that they were trying to put all these embargoes and these taxes and all this other stuff. Trying to compare premium cigars to these, Philly blunts and cigarettes and all this other crap.
Cigarettes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It took, people to honestly educate these people to tell them that, listen, there's no toxic. This is all natural. You know what I mean? There's no
Hmm.
toxics being, no chemicals added to this stuff in regards to, you know, like a cigarette. It has like I don't know how many chemicals involved in a cigarette. Involved in the cigarette, but I think cigar rolling is one of the purest forms and one of the purest old arts that I hope that continues on forever because I am definitely a big fan. And like I said, I always use the saying, it's not a hobby anymore for me, it's a lifestyle. It's always
Right.
part of me. It's always and it will always be a part of me. You know.
That for me no different, bro. The problem is here's the problem, bro. The problem is like it's politics, okay? Uh,
Hmm.
uh, and I'll tell you why. Um, the politics on it is you got a guy let's use Arnold Schwarzenegger for he was the governor of California, right? Big
Mhm.
cigar
Hmm.
smoker, right?
Right.
So he didn't do shit for us.
Right. Oh,
To your campaign.
right.
Okay? Even though you're a cigar smoker, do I tell this guy no? But I want his checks. You understand? So
Right.
we'll
Right.
try to do these. I'm gonna keep smoking, but we gotta take the checks from these anti smokers.
Oh, stay.
Oh,
You can hear the rain. I think he's in his warehouse. But yeah, dude, 2014 guys, I ain't gonna lie, it was a very scary part for the industry. You know,
right.
if you have to go back and do your history and your search on it, you know, they were really trying to regulate. They were coming up with some crazy fines for like any new blends. You
Yeah.
know, you had to register them, and it was like a ridiculous amount of money, and it was per blend, right, and per cigar, right. So Robusto, Toro, Churchill, Gordo, it was ridiculous at that time, you know. And luckily, you know, for us as a consumer and as us as enthusiasts, you know, it got knocked down and it didn't pass, and you know, knock on wood, you know what I mean? And
Right.
we really lucked out in that aspect, because I'll be honest with you right now, you know how many mom and pop stores would be down,
Oh Lord.
right? Because mind you, anything that was already produced is the only thing that was going to be able to stay. So that means there'll be no all these new boutique guys that we're talking about and stuff like that. It'd be non-existent because they could never afford, you know. And think about it: if you're in the smaller tier, right, you're not a legend, considered a legend cigar like the Fuentes or the what you call it, Padrones and all these other companies. You're gonna have a hard time trying to get your one blend out there to the consumer. You know what I mean? And it really would have hurt the industry as a whole, and you would have seen a lot less mom and pop stores.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah, you know, you get, you know, those of us that enjoy smoking cigars, we're going to continue, you know, to try to support as much as we can. But you know, just like you guys, I enjoy trying variations. You know what I mean? That's the enjoyment of the cigar world. You know what I mean? I think that it's
Right.
absolutely imperative that everyone keeps on this stand and keep on fighting for these guys, because it is a natural, you know, tobacco coming straight from the ground. You know, and like I said, I can't wait for us to do our trip. You know, we'll talk about that later, but you know, I just think that um, you know, that we're definitely gonna have to keep on supporting our local mom and pop stores.
Yeah. And it's like in the fight
Mhm.
with, like you're talking about 2014. Like I said earlier, especially today, the consumer, we're more educated than we've ever been. And
Hmm.
I think that's why a lot of the times the FDA, they put their foot in their mouth because they realize we're a lot smarter now. I mean, there's nothing they can find that we don't have access to.
Right.
And they've done the studies. There's no toxins in here. This hasn't been. They've said however many cigars a day. It's not tied to anything.
Right.
I mean, there's nothing that says no, this is emphysema. I mean, it's not a cigarette. There's no carcinogens per se.
Well, that has a lot to do with that you don't inhale cigars.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And listen, and listen, I'm not gonna blow smoke up anyone's butt. You know, no pun intended. But I would assume that if you ingest or you inhale the tobacco, I would obviously in time, you know, think. Listen, I've been smoking, like I said, 30 years. You know what I mean? And every year I always get my chest x-ray to make sure that my lungs are fine, my chest is good, and knock on wood, everything's good. I just had that scan on my heart, you know, and all it showed was a little bit of plaque because of obviously all the years I've been smoking, and I've had high blood pressure when I, you know, I'm finally getting
Right.
everything, you know, up to par. But we'll let them come back, guys, and then we'll call it. Even the glue is natural. That's right, Black. Look at you, Black. Look at you, baby.
Well,
But then you have to think.
go ahead, PC.
Was that?
You have to think about it. Look at how long George Burns smoked cigars, and he passed away at 105.
Yeah. Yeah, and that is so funny. I remember that interview he did, I think, with Johnny Carson.
Right.
Just
You guys hear me now?
yes, sir.
Yes,
Perfect.
sir.
You know,
Sorry about that, bro. I don't know what the hell, but listen, just say real quick what you guys were talking about. they don't really give a shit, bro, because we don't have a lot of money. Okay, we're a small industry, and I remember at the PCA, it wasn't PCA, it was TPE. They had the guys from the FDA there, and and I went there. I walked in with my hands up. I said, I come in peace. I just want to talk to you guys. 'Cause, everybody hated them and all that. So I started talking to them, and I said, you guys don't know shit. I was asking them a question. You really don't know anything. You're trying to ban something that you know nothing about. Absolutely nothing. I said, you guys got a booth here. What's the purpose of the booth you guys having here? You're trying to put us out of business. It was 2 young kids. So you guys don't know nothing about us. Why are you drinking a Coca-Cola? I promise you that Coca-Cola is more harmful for you than cigars.
Mm-hmm.
I talk to them the right way with respect and all that, like you should talk to anybody. But I go, educate yourself, bro. You'll understand. I said, you have a child. What are the first thing you do? Hand out cigars. You win a championship. What's the first thing you do? Hand out cigars. And you don't hand out cigarettes.
Right.
They just don't understand this, dude. And you and they don't care because we don't have money. Why don't they go after liquor? They ain't never gonna beat liquor. Why don't they go after guns? They ain't never gonna beat that. So that's the reasoning. We don't have the money to fight these people, and being a small industry, and then the people that do smoke. Because listen, a lot of politicians smoke cigars, a lot of them, but they ain't got the balls to go out there and say, hey, I smoke cigars, and this ain't this. You know why? Because they're getting a lot of money from the anti-smoking people. That's what it is.
And that's the thing. When we talk to young cigar smokers and stuff like that, we try to get them to educate themselves, or we try to help out or find answers that we don't have for the guys that's interested in smoking cigars and stuff like that, so that when they run up against somebody that's going to tell them that, hey, it's harmful to your health. Anything you do is harmful to your health. Even if you stand out in the rain too long, you might get struck by lightning. But but and that's what it's all about, being educated, and the camaraderie that you have when, smoking a cigar or whatnot.
He, Here's the issue that I have with all this. Have you ever heard anybody kill anybody driving the influence of a cigar?
No.
No one's ever died driving under the influence of a cigar, right?
Right.
You can drink all the alcohol you want in a bar, nobody says a word. You can smoke all the weed you want, nobody gives a shit. You can go to McDonald's and fill yourself up with that poison, okay?
Hmm.
And nobody gives a shit. You smoke one cigar, okay, and it's a problem because the way it's society nowadays. And I'm not going to get into the politics thing of it, but let me tell you something. A person that don't like cigars don't want you to smoke cigars. A person that don't eat meat don't want you to eat meat. Leave me the fuck alone.
Right. Let me
You
live
want to
my
eat meat?
life.
Don't eat meat. Don't eat meat. You don't like cigars? Don't smoke them. Let me
Right.
smoke them.
Right.
And
Amen.
I
Yeah,
tell everybody,
I
do,
I agree with you.
do you know this? Do you know this? Do you know that secondhand smoking is worse than smoking? I tell everybody. Everybody says, yes, I know. I go, that's why I smoke. It ain't that bad for you. Maybe everybody should smoke.
Hey,
Oh my God.
I got to say, guys, and I'm not just saying this because you're sitting here, Mr. Espinosa. This is the realest guest we've ever had. I love this.
I told
Yes,
you.
sir.
I warned you guys. Listen.
Bro,
Yeah.
what took you so long to invite me though?
We all look to the top right
Hello?
You
corner.
listen, and listen. He's right, because you know what the reality is that since they want, and we'll talk about that a little bit off air, because there's a lot. There was a lot of hiccups along the way for me to get where we're at right now. I'll leave it at that.
Let America know.
Let America know. Listen, I plan to meet you back at the
America
warehouse,
wants to know.
man, so we can
America
do a
wants to
tour at the
know.
warehouse.
But you know,
know?
this may be the first.
America
But
wants
I
to
hope
know.
it's
No,
not the
I'm
last.
just joking.
I know.
I'm just
Word
joking.
up.
I'm just
But if it's
joking.
good, no, listen, even when we met up at the Great Smoke, you know, and he said it, I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you, Pete. You know, and but yeah, everything happened for a reason. Eric, I really, really appreciate you giving us this time, man. I definitely what I want to do with you whenever it's possible to meet up with you at the warehouse so I could kind of record and we can have another different type of conversation, kind of like a little one-on-one. Walk around the warehouse, show these guys the warehouse and stuff like that, and your staff and stuff like that. And hopefully we could get Junior on too, because I know.
That's fine.
Yeah. Oh, no, listen, we'll talk about it as soon as we get off here.
What's that?
We'll set up a date as soon as we get off live here and go on our StreamYard. But yeah, because I also have a favor to ask for you. But we'll talk about that afterwards. Any final thoughts, guys, before we call it and we talk to Eric off air?
I just appreciate you being here.
Absolutely. This is the first, but I hope it's not the last time you're on here.
My pleasure, guys.
And next time you're in Atlanta, most definitely, if you can get a message to me, I'll meet you anywhere you want to be at. So just, it's a pleasure meeting.
But before we leave, I want JJ to show that beautiful bean footage.
Bean footage.
Pleasure's mine, buddy.
Stand by.
And 1, 2, and 3.
What's going on, guys? This is your boy Panda, and your boy Panda has some great news. We have teamed up with Burn One Cigar Bar, located at 7328 Royal Palm Boulevard in Margate, Florida. Guys, Burn One Cigar Bar is your go-to destination for the finest selections of premium cigars at unbeatable prices. Step into a world of luxury and relaxation as you indulge in the smooth flavors and exquisite aromas of our carefully curated cigars collection. But that's not all. Burn One Cigar Bar has teamed up with us for an exclusive sponsorship opportunity just for you. When you call Burn One and purchase any box of cigars, you unlock a fantastic discount of 20% of your order using special discount code PANDA. You can contact Burn One at 954-970-0001 or on their social media pages, Facebook and or Instagram. Guys, don't miss this chance to elevate your cigar experience without breaking the bank. Visit Burn One Cigar Bar today, mention discount code PANDA, and treat yourself to premium cigars at incredible value. Hurry up, this offer won't last. Burn One Cigar Bar, where luxury meets affordability. And they ship nationwide. Peace. There it is. There it is. That's the lounge, ladies and gentlemen. That every time Eric shows up, I whoop that butt in dominoes. I'm keeping it. That's my story. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
You
he got nothing to say. He's like, yeah, whatever, Pete, whatever.
Yeah. Hey,
all about the experience.
You guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Where you guys going down to Nicaragua or something?
We were talking about going to Nicaragua, but we'll talk about that when we get off air. So before
you're still on the air, okay.
Yeah, we're still live. Guys, if you see what you like, by all means, subscribe, please. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube, hit that notification bell, hit that all, so every time we go live, you get notified that we're going live or something's been posted. JJ, tell them where they can find us, baby.
Spotify, YouTube, Podbean, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. We're all either on a what's it called?
Come on, social media page of TikTok.
Facebook. PC, what's your handles on those?
On Facebook, I'm Paul Caldwell. On TikTok, I'm PC Silverback 2023. On Instagram, I'm P Caldwell 23, and on X, I'm P Caldwell or either PC.
What about you, Don?
Yeah.
So I'm Cigar Don on TikTok and here on YouTube. On Facebook, I'm my name Don Sweeney. On Instagram and X, I am Flyers Don.
And guys, in every platform, I'm Cigar Panda, which is TikTok, Instagram, Spotify, X Trend, and Facebook. You'll find me on Cigar Panda. Guys, we love you. We'll catch you on the next one. And you guys know my favorite saying at the end. Peace.
Peace.